It is another development in a tale of international intrigue that leads from Canada to Libya and Mexico. As you've been hearing in the news today, Mexican authorities have formally charged a Canadian woman, Cindy Vanier. Ms. Vanier has been held in a Mexican jail for several months. She is alleged to have played a role in a plot to smuggle one of Muammar Gaddafi's sons into Mexico last year. Embroiled in the mysterious connection between Ms. Vanier and Saadi Gaddafi is a multinational firm based in Montreal, SNC-Lavalin, which has engineering contracts in Libya. And then there's the hired muscle, a man named Gary Peters. Mr. Peters is a private security contractor who, among other things, has worked as a bodyguard for the Gaddafi family. He believes the Mexican authorities have got it wrong. We reached Gary Peters near his home in Cambridge, Ontario.
Mr. Peters, why do you believe that Cindy Vanier is innocent?
I think she's innocent because of her naivety. I think she got mixed up with a crowd that had different intentions without her knowing, and I think she's been caught up in that.
How did you get involved with Cindy Vanier?
I worked with Cindy Vanier when I was providing security for her, or security consulting, when she was travelling north to Attawapiskat, First Nations up north of Ontario, and then I brought her in on this Libyan trip for July.
What is this Libyan trip? Can you describe what that was?
The purpose of the Libyan trip in July was for a fact-finding tour to document the other side, so to speak, of the conflict as far as we could find out, and then to bring it back, the information, and to release it to the media. That was the basis of the July trip.
And Cindy Vanier's company was hired to do that report?
Yeah.
When you say she got involved with a crowd and got involved in something that she was naive about, what are you talking about?
I think this is a little bit above Cindy's head. I mean, this is a different world that she's usually dealing with. She's never been to a conflict zone before, a conflict theatre, which I took her into. And the people she was dealing with, or attempting to deal with in Mexico, I think had alternate intentions without her knowing.
And who are those people who had the alternate intentions?
I can't name them names because they're actually under investigation from Mexican authorities and also Canadian authorities right now. So I'm really at a loss there to comment on who they were.
What was the company, though, that commissioned this report and brought Cindy Vanier to Libya?
SNC-Lavalin.
And what role does SNC-Lavalin play in all of this?
Well, they have projects over in Libya, and another part of that July tour was to try and observe the security level for future endeavours to send their people back to work on these projects. Our part of it was to help expose the other side. Like I said, you got the NCC and then the pro-Gaddafi side. So that was our main objective from our view.
The plan here was to bring, for which Cindy Vanier is in all this hot water, was allegedly a plan to bring Saadi Gaddafi out of Libya and into Mexico. What is your relationship with Saadi Gaddafi?
My relationship with Saadi Gaddafi, I have been employed by him to supply security for him and security consultations, but also a business associate, so to speak, with Saadi in that terms of security. That's my relationship to him.
Were you part of the plan to get him out of Libya?
I assisted in that, to get him out to Niger.
And that's where he went. You were part of that. But were you part of the plan that Cindy Vanier got caught up in?
No.
You were trying to help Saadi Gaddafi get out, but you weren't part of the plan that Cindy Vanier was implicated in.
That's correct. I was part of the plan in the beginning to get Saadi out back in the beginning of the year of 2011. And then when we found out that it couldn't be done legally, like documentation and travel documents, that idea was dropped in June of 2011. That's as far as my involvement with Cindy with this extraction. That was in June last year.
So when you left the project or left the job that Cindy Vanier was involved in, you were at that point trying to get legal documents.
That was in June. We went over in July to do the fact-finding tour. But in June, there was talk of, like I said, trying to get Saudi out legally from Libya to another location. But like I said, it was that idea was squashed in June. It couldn't be done legally without breaking any international laws.
What the Mexican authorities are saying, and from their Operation Guest, is that they say that Cindy Vanier was involved in a criminal group that was trying to bring Saudi Gaddafi in using false documents. They got hold of blank passports, blank identity cards, and that she seems to have been sitting in the middle of it. How do you think she got there?
To that point, from my view, I think she just got involved with a group that does that and got roped in. She got entangled with it. That's what I can see. I don't know why they're doing it that way because as far as I'm concerned, or even Saudi Gaddafi is concerned, he wouldn't have done it illegally. There was no point in doing it illegally because if he did get caught or something like this did come up, it would stop all his future travels, which he likes to do.
She has her Cynthia Vanier, her Vanier Consulting Company is reported as having hired a private jet from Veritas Worldwide Security, a San Diego company that advertises clandestine operations and armed combat.
Yes.
What would she have hired that plane for?
For private flights. We travel from here to Libya or here to wherever we're going. We travel by private plane. We don't use commercial. As far as her using a private plane to get to Mexico, I don't know why she's done that. She doesn't need it. She's not a bigwig here, so I don't know why she used a private plane. Maybe for convenience. I'm not too sure. Veritas
said its contract was worth $80,000 U.S. The National Post said that it was paid for by SNC-Lavalin.
Okay, I don't know who paid for it, but that would be my guess as well.
What role do you think SNC-Lavalin plays in all of this?
I don't know. I wouldn't like to speculate what their role was in this part of it with the Mexican connection there or the Veritas connection there. I wouldn't like to speculate at all. I wouldn't know what their idea was.
Does it seem possible that the Mexican authorities might have a case here?
I would say so from the evidence they have so far and what they're trying to do. They would have something. They wouldn't have done it for no reason. How deep it goes or how involved it goes, I don't know. But I don't think they would have done it just on a whim. They would have had a reason to investigate and to arrest her as they have.
You've been questioned recently by both Mexican authorities and the RCMP.
Mm-hmm.
What did they want to know from you?
Just my involvement with Cindy, how I knew her, my involvement with the Mexican plan, my involvement with extraction of Saudi Gaddafi, my recent tours over there, my last one when I got hurt, got injured, just things like that.
What did you tell them about Cindy Vanier and the Mexican plan?
Not a lot. I just said I wasn't involved. I didn't know most of the people that were arrested down there with her. There were certain individuals they named that I did not know. I stated that. The Mexican plan, I'm really out of it. That's not my concern at all.
Being that you're being questioned in this way, would you feel safe traveling to Mexico at this point?
Nope, I won't go there.
Would you be arrested if you went there?
I would say so. On what charges, I don't know.
Do you believe that Cindy Vanier was left holding the bag?
I'm thinking that way. She's not a big wheel. Like in my type of business, you get to know who is experienced and who's not experienced. And the less experienced people are used to a certain point by the more experienced, if you know what I mean. So, I think she may have been the scapegoat here.
Do you feel any responsibility that you brought her into this?
No. Everybody's a grown up. They make their own moves. I didn't use her at all. The only reason she went to Libya, or was allowed to go to Libya, was because of me anyway. But she was all keen to go and to help the people, which is my view. I went there to help them help the people and to expose the other side of the coin, so to speak. That was my view. So I went with my heart, whereas a lot of people, other people went for the money, if you know, in that sense of the word.
How much were you paid to get Saadi Gaddafi out of Libya?
To get him out of Libya?
Mm-hmm.
I can't disclose that.
Was it a fair chunk of change?
Mm-hmm.
Want to give me a ballpark?
No, I can't. I can't do that.
Were you among those who left Cindy Vanier holding the bag?
No.
Mr. Peters, thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Gary Peters is the president of Cannaw Security and Investigations International. We reached him near his home in Cambridge, Ontario.